Alrighty. So, excuse me. Looking at these bottom ones, okay? Same thing. Take it one step at a time. So does this have a negative exponent? No. So it's going to stay on top. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. All right. That's going to stay on top. Then, does this have a negative exponent? It does indeed. So it's going to move to the bottom. And then what's going to happen in the negative 8? It's going to become a positive 8. And then we could work like I was starting to do, right? Expand it out and do all that. I'm not worried about that necessarily as much today. We can hang tight on that if you want to and get a final answer of 1/3 to the 6th power. That is perfectly fine. All right. So looking at this one, doing the same thing. Does this have a negative exponent? It does indeed. So it's going to go down on the bottom. And it'll become a positive. Then, looking at the other one, does this have a negative exponent? It does not, so it's going to stay. Try number 7, see how you do. Welcome back. So taking it one step at a time, does this have a negative exponent? You should have said yes and moved it to the bottom. So this should have been 1/y to the 3rd, and then do the same. You should have done the same thing and said, well, that y to the 6, that's positive, so that stays. That stays. Okay? One step at a time on 8, do the same thing. Welcome back. We should have moved that one to the bottom. We should have kept x to the 4th on top. And we should have moved x to the negative 2nd to the bottom as well. Biggest thing here is, again, changing it to a negative. There is one more that I forgot to put on as an example, and that would be something like this. So again, some of you are going to say, well, it's a negative exponent, so it needs to move. But remember, you have to look at what that negative exponent is on. This y is the only thing that negative exponent is on. These two, since you don't see a negative exponent, means it doesn't have one, right? You would see it if it was there. So the negative 4x stays on top, and the y to the negative 3rd is the only thing that moves, and it would just move to the bottom and become a positive. Okay? So I'm going to have you work on an IXL. Should be pretty darn quick, and then you'll be done.